Good evening, everybody. I'm Josh.
And I'm Kristen. Welcome to the Nightly from Hatch, a slumber party for pop culture lovers. And wow, Josh, we have our own little slumber party tonight.
That's right.
Because we are joined by the brilliant, hilarious, delightful Carl Tart. Carl, welcome to the Pillow Fort.
Thank you so much for having me. It's very cozy in here.
Thank you. We appreciate that you noticed. Just getting started, Carl, we ask all our guests this. Do you have like a sleep tip or routine that you would want to share with the listeners?
You know what? So I live in an apartment now where I have a nice bathtub. Mm-hmm. And so I've been taking pre-bed baths.
Oh.
Whoa.
Pre-bed baths, PBBs.
How luxurious. Wow.
Classic PBB situation.
I've been in my PBB bag.
Mm-hmm.
Got a PBB loan.
You go bath, bed, then beyond on PBB.
Yeah. I started a routine. I bought some Epsom salt because I'm at that age now. Mm-hmm. And that lavender one that comes in that purple bag, I like doing that now. And I'm still too big for the bathtub. I'm a tall man, but it's just something about that's been exciting me before I get into bed.
That's really nice. How many baths a week are you doing?
I don't even want to tell you.
Okay.
Probably like three.
Whoa.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
Oh, you're living that spa life at home. Do you have ambiance you set? Do you light a candle? Do you play music? Do you have a beverage next to you? Or do you just like luxuriate and close your eyes and just lay there?
I do play music. My bathroom routine often involves music. I have to have that Bluetooth speaker in there. Mm-hmm. And that like I want to be so rich one day that I can have like the Bluetooth speaker in the shower. Like,
oh yeah.
Like,
oh
you
yeah.
can push the buttons in the shower instead of like when I'm in the bath, I can like reach out and grab my phone and change the song if it plays a song that I don't want to hear. But it's always music. I haven't done the candle yet, but I think I need to try that. I think that might be even more relaxing. Turn the light off, make it pitch black in there and just have a candle. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Again, spa life, 5-star hotel life.
Yeah,
love it.
That's right. You don't think to do it always, but nobody's stopping you from getting candles. Carl, we know you're a big basketball fan. You're Clippers, yes? Is your
I'm
allegiance?
a Clippers fan. Yes.
Excellent. And we thought it would be fun to play a basketball-themed edition of our game, Snooze or Choose. So we're going to share some statements related to the sport, and together we will decide if we want to snooze, like, nope, don't believe it, don't believe the hype, or choose, like, yep, I'm latching on, I'm co-signing this statement.
Okay.
You've been in New York for a little while now, so snooze or choose. The Knicks are a forever cursed franchise.
I'm going to choose it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am anti-Knicks. Mm-hmm. I'm not a person who comes to a city and changes their allegiances, especially when I grew up with one. You will see me in New York walking around with my Dodger hat on, walking around in my Clippers hoodie. I'm not picking up the local team. And if I were to pick up a team here, it would be the Nets, because I am against I'm against picking up the team that is the establishment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I'm fully on board with you. In fact, when people do that, I look down on them quietly.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely look down on them. If you're moving to New York and you're becoming a Knicks fan, if you're moving to LA and you're becoming a Laker fan, or even a Dodger fan, I'm like, please come to the games. They're really fun. Mm-hmm. And if you did not have an allegiance before, I cut you a little bit more slack. But I think it is your duty when you move to a large city with two teams to root for the team that does not get the level of respect as the first team.
I totally agree. I think that's the ethical and noble way to do it. I think you can, this is maybe a hot take. I think if you're moving from a bigger city to a smaller city, you're allowed to adopt, like if you move to Pittsburgh from Los Angeles and you're like, oh, my family is here, I'm a Pirates guy now. Yeah. I give you a little more leeway for that too.
Yeah, I'll give you a little bit more leeway for that. It is tough, but if you move from Los Angeles to Oklahoma City, real small market, even though that team is like the best team now, I do give you a little bit of slack to root for them.
Mm-hmm.
What about if the team has a history where they started somewhere else, like the Minnesota Lakers, which eventually
Yes, Minneapolis Lakers. Lakers moved to LA in, I believe,
Yes.
1958 or 59 or something like that. And same year the Dodgers moved there.
That's my hometown team, the Lakers, because I'm from Minnesota.
Okay.
All right. Now hold on, Krista, because see, this is what we're talking about. The Lakers moved there well before you were born.
Truly.
That's true. A long time before I was born.
And there is a team there currently.
Yes.
There is the Timberwolves. Yes, all respect to the Timberwolves. They were the team I grew up with, but I also always had a special feeling for the Lakers growing up because we knew they were Minnesota first.
All right, listen, I'm gonna cut you some slack. We got to go to bed. We can't get into a fight before bed.
Yeah, but this is a loophole. This is a loophole. My one New York City adoption, because I've been here for a long time now, is there's no WNBA team where I grew up. So the Liberty are my New York team, which is nice in Brooklyn, where I get to I don't have any reservations. There's no conflict of interest, and that feels very good to me.
That's fair enough.
And they're fantastic. They're just so great.
Yeah.
But back to the original statement, the Knicks are forever cursed.
Oh, sure.
I need to push back on that a little bit, Carl.
Okay.
I don't think they're forever cursed because they have won championships, first of all, and a forever cursed team doesn't win championships.
Wait. Okay, but a curse has to start sometime.
Yeah.
And they haven't won in 50 plus years.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of us have been
1973.
alive for any of their championships, but they have won championships.
That is a
before.
good, I would say, respectfully, 50 years is a nice start on forever.
Okay. And then I'm going to say something else.
Okay.
Quoting my hometown friend, Prince, forever is a mighty long time. So this statement, the Knicks are forever cursed, that's assuming they're never, ever, ever going to win a championship again, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And I would be fine with that.
Carl. Oh my God.
Carl is not just acknowledging a forever curse, he is wishing a forever curse on the New York Knicks.
I wish that because I have had to, it's kind of like my villain origin story, you know what I mean? I have had to grow up being a Clippers fan who the word curse is thrown around like the word hello. And so what it takes is good ownership to win a championship. And all the chips have to fall in the right spots. And we finally have a good ownership. Like some people are debating that right now, but it is the truth.
Certainly an upgrade over the previous ownership.
Yeah, the last ownership was awful. And that team was never going to win a championship. The curse was in the front office. And I think that's the same thing with the Knicks. If the Knicks sell to venture capitalists, then they might win a championship.
You're saying in James Dolan's world, that's the way to lift the curse.
Yeah, James Dolan's got to get out of there. He's not a good guy.
Well, he's got a cool band, though.
Yeah, sure.
Do you know his band, JD and the Straight Shot?
Yeah, I do know that.
Krista, do you know of them?
No, I don't.
The owner of the Knicks is in a I hesitate to say even, but blues rock band that they practice on the stage at Radio City Music Hall. They open for the Eagles when they play at Madison Square Garden.
Wow, that doesn't sound like a vanity project at all. It sounds like they're just naturally talented, right?
This to me is the source of the curse. Okay, so we're choosing the Knicks are forever cursed. Okay.
Yeah. Also, Carl, I agree with you. I never cheer for the Knicks either. So
Yeah, I don't cheer for the Knicks.
There's this NBA inherited wisdom that people say it's true, and they go, "Hey, when the Knicks are good, it's good for the league." And I go, "Well, when does that happen?"
Yeah.
not since we've been alive.
When Halley's Comet passes by, it's good for the sky.
I just had a big debate about this with my podcast co-host about this whole it's good for the league when the major teams, when the big market teams are good. And I go, I actually disagree with that. And of course I'm biased, but I disagree with that because I feel like it's good for the league when every team is good.
Yeah.
I don't think we should have bad teams. I think there should be rules set in place to not allow for bad teams. Well, we know that one of 5 teams is going to win the championship this year.
Right.
I think that every team should have a chance to. And I think there should be rules set in place to not have ownership be like, well, we'll just toss this season, you know?
Do you have rule changes that you would make to that end?
Yeah, eliminate the Lakers, eliminate the Knicks. I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
The Heat, I think the Heat got to go.
I don't mind the Heat because I was a big Shaq guy when I was a kid, and I'm a huge
sure.
LeBron fan. So when you're a Clipper fan, you got to find another team to root for in the playoffs back in the day when I was growing up. And so I chose to root for LeBron everywhere he went. So it was always Cleveland and Miami, and I also was a big Shaq fan.
Shaq's the best. I like watching him commentate.
Yeah, Shaq is awesome.
I think it's nice that he and the general are still friends after the war.
Yeah.
Okay, and the next question, snooze or choose? And this is one that I think people often argue in a way that sounds borderline xenophobic, but American players are losing their dominance of the sport to international players.
Okay. So I don't fully believe that, but I do believe that there is a problem with the American farm system.
Yeah.
When it comes to basketball.
Okay.
We still got some great stars coming out of America. We got Anthony Edwards, who plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves, who should be Kristen's favorite team.
Yep.
No hate on the Timberwolves. No hate.
They do those Prince uniforms too. They're so good.
Yeah.
That's true. They've never won a championship.
Nah, but they're young. They're only 38. And I think he's great. And I think there are, like, Cade Cunningham, I think is great. Kawhi is still super dominant, but he's getting older. All of our heroes from childhood are getting older, and we need some new ones.
Jason Tatum certainly has to be mentioned as a Bostonian.
Jason Tatum is great. Yeah, I didn't even like Jason and Jaylen Brown. Both of the Boston Stars are great, and
yeah, both great.
I do have an issue with the Euro guys. I don't like the way they play. I think it's a very soccer style, like, theatrics, a lot of flopping around, a lot of complaining to the refs a lot. And they are, like, the two biggest Euro stars. Well, not counting Giannis, I'm going to say Luka and Jokic are both guys who have a very, very, very unique offensive skill. But I guarantee you I could probably put up a point on them if I stepped back. They cannot play defense at all.
They don't play defense.
And also another conversation that's been going on, which is very interesting, is like a sociological issue where a lot of the kids that are very popular in basketball now aren't kids that come from struggle. And whereas, like, the older generations were, like, kids who, played in the park in New York in the winter and got real tough and
worked their way up. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of these kids now are sons of former players, and so they grew up privileged, and so it's really interesting. I don't know how much I agree with that, but I do think there's something to do with that.
And I think it's also this mindset, right? Like, if we're talking about the U.S. versus international players, it's like, well, why does it have to be America versus the whole world? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, in the Olympics, we don't play all the other countries at once. Like, America still routinely wins the gold medal. So I do think there's, like, people get a little like, oh, it's the international players. And it's like, well, it's America. It's a plurality instead of a simple majority at this point.
Okay, but I have two words for you. Victor Wembanyama.
Sure.
Okay. Beautiful player. There's a reason they call him the alien, right? He's got grace. He's got reach. He moves, like, just everywhere on the court, just beautifully. And I think that is the way I want to see basketball played. He's a European player, and he's just beautiful to watch. And I think a lot of European players have that grace, and they're very cooperative, and they aren't just out there to get the endorsements. They're not just there to be the star. They're not just there to be the one who's running down the court to dunk, but they play beautifully like he does. And I'm like, oh, we can't overlook how beautiful that playing is. And also, what is it? 5 out of 7 of the last MVPs have all been European, right?
Conspiracy.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
I'm calling conspiracy.
Really?
But it's here's the other thing is they're still, and I feel truly like American flag waving behind me, like eagle landing on my shoulder, which is not generally my personality, but it's like they do all come and play in the NBA. It's not like the best American players are like, I'm going to go play in EuroLeague or I'm going to go play for Real Madrid. That's like, you see the American players do that when they're like, oh, my knees are just like metal buttons that I stitched onto my legs.
Yeah.
That's because, okay, USA basketball, we put the money into it. It's a real business. This is like an industry, right? And so people can get paid and they can play well here. So of course the best European players or global players want to come and play in the US because that's where they're going to get the paycheck. That's where they're going to be able to make a living doing it, right? So I don't fault any international players for wanting to play for the U.S. That being said, I think the international players are still doing better with fundamentals, with playing cooperatively and just playing a beautiful game, not just making it about the individual, making it about the team.
Kristen, you're killing me. First this Lakers stuff and now this.
I think I'm setting myself to hurt my own feelings here, but the next snooze or choose is Boston, Massachusetts has the worst fan base. Snooze or choose.
You know what? Believe it or not, I'm going to snooze it.
Whoa.
This is huge for me.
Here is why I'm snoozing it. As a person who's wearing a Los Angeles hat, as a LA truther, as a person who does not like Boston sports at all, social media has shown us that other fan bases are pretty awful too.
That's right.
I will say Lakers fan base is awful. Boston's fan base is awful. I get into it with Dallas fans quite a bit. They've been quiet since they lost Luka, but when Luka was there, we had some knockdown, drag out fights. I can't stand the Dallas Cowboy fan base.
Oh yeah.
I think Dallas sports all around. I mean, I don't really deal with Rangers fans that often, but here's what I will give Boston. They are Philly. What am I talking about? Philly's the worst fan base.
I will say a Philly game. It was actually a baseball game, though, not an NBA game.
Yeah.
A Phillies versus Mets game is the first time I ever was up close and personal with a fist fight where it was just full on, oh no, what? Like everybody in the stands were distancing themselves from it. And I was like, whoa, these Philly fans are really into it. And that's never happened to me at a Boston game. I'll say that.
Sometimes like at a fist fight in Philadelphia, a baseball season might break out. So you gotta worry about that.
Yes, exactly. I was like, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into? Yeah.
No, I'm gonna say this. I've never been to Boston in TD Garden or whatever to see the Celtics play live. I need to see that. I've been to Clippers Boston, and they are being terrible. But Knicks fans, they travel and they are from minute one. It was nonsense. Like truly from tip off. I was sitting next to a guy who was a Knicks fan. They tipped off and we got the tip and immediately starts cussing out the team. I'm like, well, please. Can we? Like,
yeah, that's not even worth any points.
I'm just settling into my nachos. Can we just chill for a second? So I would say Boston is up there. Boston's top 5, but they might not be the worst. I think Philly got Boston, but I don't. We talking basketball.
Yeah,
I know that Eagles fans are awful. Phillies fans are awful. So I assume that those people will also root for the 76ers.
Yeah, that's the same group of people.
Yeah.
Josh, what are you going to say? This is your hometown, Boston.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is better than I expected it to go. I'm feeling great. This is a huge W for the city, huge W for me personally.
Don't get me wrong, y'all still terrible.
Yeah, but like all fans, okay, here, my point of view is all fans are terrible. There's no sports team in America where I'm like, those fans, Angels 201. They're all wonderful. So it is all just gradations of terrible, I think.
I am going to say this, and I am very biased because I'm a fan of this city. I think New Orleans fans are dope.
Oh, maybe that's true.
And I'm going to tell you why. New Orleans is all about the party. And you go to a Saints game, there might be a little bit of jawing, but it ain't going to never turn into nothing crazy.
It's not about the anger. It's about the joy down there.
It's about the joy.
That's fair. And you're a Saints fan, yeah?
I'm a Saints fan since birth. That's my strongest sports allegiance because I'm from the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and that's pretty much our team too. If you choose the hardship, that's also what made me a fan of the underdog. Because I grew up with my strongest allegiance being a team that was bad back then. And then when we won that Super Bowl, it was a fantastic moment.
That's such an exciting, I think no child should be a fan of a sports team that's good.
And this is, okay, so now you're in your bag, Josh, because this is the thing. Children like teams that win. Children like winners. And I go, when I was a kid, I was instilled. My Uncle KB, my dad's brother, he instilled in me, root for the underdog.
Yeah.
You root for the underdog. It's more fun. And then that gave me like an allegiance that I can't like take away. Like, that's my squad.
It's a special feeling.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. So we snoozed. Boston is definitely the worst fan base. I feel great about it. Kristen, how do you feel?
I am shocked, but I'm kind of thrilled about it because it goes against all expectations. So
Can I say this, though?
yes.
We snoozed it, but we are not reaching REM sleep with that.
We have 8 minutes and then we'll reevaluate.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, Carl, we'd love for you to give a good night to somebody out there or something.
I would like to give a good night to one of the hosts of this podcast, Jacquis Neal, who's a very good friend of mine. I would like to say good night, Jacquis. And I hope you go to sleep tonight knowing that the Cubs will not win the World Series this year.
Oh my gosh, Carl.
Go Dodgers.
I like a good night that's a little controversial and a little aggressive.
A little bit antagonistic.
Yeah, that's an important. Sometimes you count sheep and sometimes you count enemies that you're planning to vanquish or friends you're planning to vanquish. Thank you so much. That was so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. And Carl, one last thing before we let you go. Is there any project or anything you're working on right now that you can let the listeners know about so they can follow more of you?
Sure. I got a few podcasts on Patreon. We have a Patreon network called Hollywood Handbook, and it's Hollywood Handbook and Friends, but it's patreon.com/Hollywood Handbook. And I host a show called The Flagrant Ones with my friends Sean Clements and Hayes Davenport, and that's a basketball podcast. And we also have a baseball podcast called The Filthy Ones that I host with my buddies Hayes Davenport and Greg Gallant. And we also have a Sopranos watch podcast that I host with my buddy Lamar Woods called XOXO Bada Bings. The reason why it's called that is because we started with Gossip Girl. We watched the whole Gossip Girl series together. It was called XOXO Gossip Kings, and now we changed the name to XOXO Bada Bings. And it's really fun. I'm watching The Sopranos in real time. I watch an episode a week. I've never seen it before, so I'm reacting. Every reaction I have is me seeing it for the first time. And it's a tough watch. It is different from Gossip Girl, I tell you that much.
And in some ways, very much the same.
Wow.
Yeah, in some ways, very much the same. Because a lot of gossiping going on, a lot of
There's
backstabbing.
a lot of gossiping in The Sopranos.
Yes.
A lot of gossiping, a lot of backstabbing. And also, you can watch Saturday Night Live on Saturday nights on NBC at 8:30, 11:30 Eastern. And you can see my work on there.
I think I've said this to you before, but my wife and I were huge Grand Crew fans while that was on the air.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, and I wanted to say I'm a fan of that too, and even talked about it when I was on NPR, what a fan I was of the show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You redeemed yourself, Kristen, after those basketball takes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us, Carl. This was really wonderful. And I guess it's time to turn in. Good night, Kristen. Good night, Carl.
Good night, Carl. Good night, Josh.
Good night.